Hello there, my name is Lance Frances, and I am a junior environmental engineering major as of this fall 2022 semester at UCF. Also minoring in French language and environmental studies, set to graduate in 2024. In this past summer semester, I traveled abroad with UCF to Paris, France, as you can see here, for one semester learning about French language and culture, and I also traveled independently to the Philippines to visit family. For those who don't know, environmental engineering, in short, is focused on designing and maintaining water or air transportation and sanitation systems. My goals in my junior year are to continue my studies in this, while I actively search for environmentally focused internships to start as early as the upcoming spring semester. During my time abroad, I took the opportunity to become more knowledgeable about resource management and the prospects for my career path abroad. Today, I will be discussing my experiences in Paris and the Philippines and how they have helped further me in my engineering career by tapping into the source of the what's, how's, and why's of water resource management. I was able to live in Paris for 1 month through UCF Abroad, and in my time there, I committed myself to several engineering-focused activities that have since helped me learn more about and gain an edge in applying for water management careers, both in the US and abroad. My first beneficial experience was visiting museums and taking active notes during tours of real water treatment facilities. Specifically, I was able to look at the Sewer Museum, which presented a unique look at the water management system below the streets of Paris. This was my first experience in a megacity water management facility, and I was able to witness the daily use machinery on site. To witness these processes firsthand helped to ground my knowledge in water processing. For an underclassman like myself, these concepts are usually grounded in the mathematics, and one learns about the logic behind each part of the water cleaning system. However, to visualize and see where one piece starts and ends really puts the logical thinking to use and serves to fortify the practical knowledge for the workforce. Now, I also learned about the history of environmental engineering at this museum, a topic hardly talked about enough in classes. Usually for the career, the mathematics and the current standards and systems are the most important kinds of knowledge. But it's fascinating and also useful to know why and where the job became so important. In Parisian history, water management was a necessity, and innovation in this field helped in the fight against health crises across the city. Cholera was a major problem in the mid-1800s, and major hygienic practices started to be put into place by Bonaparte, like transferring cesspools, large pits of human excrements, out and into agricultural lands as fertilizers. This can be connected to the emerging modern French practice and research stages today of using daily household urine in fertilization, and the question of how to separate and transport this efficiently across Paris. This is just one of the many ways French histories help shape current policies, and I believe it's useful to understand the history to get a better grasp of their approach to resource management in modern times. This here is a great summary quote I read at the museum that helped me think about Parisian water management. It translates to say that doctors, chemists, pharmacists, and many scientists campaigned for a great transformation of the city, which is how hygiene was born in Paris. My mindset going to France was to prepare myself for a career in a French-speaking country. I was not able to on this trip, but talking to professionals and getting perspectives of those on the ground are promising ways to get started in a career. What I was able to do was study important vocabulary, specifically about engineering, environmental protection, and water resource management. Some examples include the plaques seen in prior slides at the museums, and scientific books and newspapers I picked up in Paris. I also recorded and built an extensive environmental engineering vocabulary list, only some of which you can see here. Having a good knowledge foundation in a language is necessary in workplaces abroad, but can also help in having an edge in positions in the US as well. Overall, I used my time in Paris both to learn the culture and to further my career simultaneously. The thinking behind my actions was that, having gone to the water management facilities firsthand, and supplementing this knowledge with strong career-specific vocabulary, I can now apply myself to a career abroad or even strengthen myself as an intern or job applicant in the US with my new experiences and knowledge. In the summer, once my stay in France ended, I continued to the Philippines where I met my family and traveled. Eventually, we remained in Manila, the capital of the Philippines, until the end of our stay, and I was able to receive a tour of the CCP, or the Cultural Center of the Philippines. This government building is one of several in a complex of buildings that houses theater productions, workshops, musical performances, and other shows to support Filipino artists and Filipino international relations. What interests me here, though, is that I was able to specifically receive a tour with the engineers and system designers of their new water treatment plant and energy facility for the CCP. Essentially, I visited while they were in the first stages of redevelopment to redirect all of their water output into the new water treatment facility. Their efforts involve multiple phases of development, slowly connecting pipes to every building a part of the CCP complex. In this tour, I was able to discuss with the professionals their design choices and constraints. For example, I learned that they are actually under their holding capacity for water due to the fact that not all buildings are connected to the system. And so because of this, they end up dumping clean, irrigable water back into the adjacent Manila Bay due to over storage or under usage. Talking to experienced professionals was one of the most valuable experiences abroad because I was able to learn about design adaptation and the changes that needed to be made due to necessary capacity and the environment, just to name a few. And some of these issues are very region-specific here, including typhoon system preparedness, differences in water composition, and differences in societal relationship with water. Grounding my career in these real-world examples has made me a better critical thinker as well. For example, I asked myself recently, how did the COVID-19 pandemic affect water systems across the globe? And how did they adapt to the changes? I had never thought of that before. This experience has helped me become an adaptive and critical thinker with regards to water treatment, and I am more prepared to take on internships and jobs in the future. My experiences abroad from Paris to Manila have given me more direction in my career. Both have shaped my ability to identify and better understand modern water treatment, both visually and from a historical context. I am better able to take on work abroad because I now understand region-specific environments and challenges, no longer just the Florida wetlands. I now feel confident in applying for jobs abroad and reaching out for programs in foreign environments and landscapes. Furthermore, I feel more prepared for interviews for environmental engineering jobs and internships. In Paris, I was able to teach myself how to make conversations with French professionals by learning how to discuss topics from water discharge to contracting work and industrialization. In the Philippines, I became a better critical thinker by asking questions and learning more about the real challenges that make up this career. In turn, I feel like a stronger candidate than before, more able to spot problems and look for out-of-the-box solutions specific to my environmental engineering. If I could give any engineering career advice, studying abroad or finding abroad opportunities can help in forming a well-rounded, adaptive perspective in this field. Not only would that make you a better applicant, but you'd also be creating better systems for the world to benefit from. I hope this presentation has helped anyone who is looking to prepare themselves for their career, and I thank you very much.